Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about the adex super fat handle mace. This is a newer product from adex. They have a thin handle, they have a fat handle, and they have this, the super fat handle. We call it the Wildman prototype handle because that's what it is right now. I specifically requested a much larger diameter. I believe this is about 1.4, and we're going to try to make it 1.5. There are several types of mace swinging. There is very heavy mace swinging where you do simple movements with very heavy weights. The classic movement for that is the 360 and the 10 to 2, where it stops at 10 and 2 o'clock. And we add more and more weight and we build up to say 5 or 10 minutes. That is what the adex mace was originally designed for, was those competition timed loaded swings where you go for X amount of time and you count your numbers and do the weight. It's very much like kettlebell sport training. An excellent way to train for almost anybody because this is a primary human movement skill and it is one of the movements that define all of humanity. There is another type of mace swinging, what we call fancy mace swinging, or sometimes called steel mace flow. The idea is that you use an intermediate weight and you do lots of fancy movements with it, and you create different stepping patterns and different swinging patterns. When you're doing mace flow, the weight ranges tend to be in the 10 to 15 pound range for most men. 10 is what most people use for the most fancy long-term mace swinging. 15 pounds is where people tend to get to. The problem is there's a big jump between 10 and 15. That is a 33% jump. It's much bigger than a lot of people can handle in the beginning. Women tend to start with a lighter weight. They tend to start around the 7 pound and they go to the 10 to 12.5 to 15 pound weight. The problem is there are no 12.5 pound weights, so people have been custom making them. This is going to solve that problem. This is an adjustable mace system, and the handle plus the locking spindle equals about 10 pounds. I think it's 10.2 pounds. Then you can add adjustable weights. Right now we have a 5 pound weight on there, but they have 1.25 pound weights. They have 2.5 pound weights. So you could take this from 10 pounds to 11.25 to 12.5 to 13.75 to 15 to 16.25 to 17.5 to 18.75 to 20. So this system will allow people to do their progressive complex mace flows and incrementally add weight. The very good thing about this design is the angle on this mace. It does not get in the way of your wrist. As the weight gets heavier, it stays out of the way of your wrist, and you can do fancy swinging movements without it bashing into your wrist or interfering with the way your arm or your shoulder move. That is a problem with others because they are big steel globes. The round part, as the weight gets heavier, gets bigger and it interferes with the way your arm moves. We don't have one of those, for example, but I just want to tell you that this is solving that problem. The handle size is about the size of a conventional fixed weight steel mace. So it's comparable. It feels about the same. There's enough weight in the handle. If the handle is too light and the head is too heavy, then it will over rotate when you do tosses and catches, and it will flip up really fast and hit you in the face. This is properly balanced to do mace flow. So this product will expand the idea of steel mace flow-based systems of movement, but it will become a progressive system. Instead of all 10 or all 15 or all 7, we'll be able to start at the 10 and we will be able to micro load it. So you could do 2 months with the 10, 2 months with the 11.25, 2 months at the 12.25, and you could build up your mace flow to heavier and heavier weights, and you will get better and better results out of your training because of the small jumps.